allowed to contest as flag bearer.
To contest,
so looking at
flag bearer,
how he's performing relative or from the perspective of the party.
Well, I must say that with that, I leave to the corridors of the NDC. But I, as I sit here within my eyebrow, I could say for a fact that the NDC will do themselves no harm, no good and harm, if they should neglect President Atanos to contest as the flag bearer of their party to run for the 2012 election. Now, as I was coming to the studio, I heard you playing a jingle, or you were interviewing someone. I think Ben Epson, and exactly, he stated clearly that the winning team, we do not change the winning team. Do you get my point? So ideally, we can forecast our eyes back to the Black Stars when we saw the work, or how explicitly the day IU performed. You realize that even to some extent, everybody forget about the presence, or forgot about the fact that Larry Kingston was not within the squad, and also to the extent that even senior player Sule Aliu Muntali was not playing. So it stands to bear that the winning team needs always to be maintained. So ideally, they will do themselves no good than harm if indeed they should change Professor Atamos. But then it is very clear that it is very likely that they are going to stand against him, even contesting. Now, why do I say so? Even the first family is against him now, to the extent that there have been accusations.
The first family, the
former first family, which is His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings, accusing him that as a standard they did not have a befitting house where they could lay their heads, and even they are looking for a place of accommodation for which they can rent. These and other issues of DCEs being manipulated here and there by the expressions of the foot soldiers. For me, I think that it will be very difficult for President Atamos to go back to the first family, because as it stands now, indeed, I do not run within the vision of the NDC, but then it is very appalling and mind confusing, mind blowing, that you could not provide a befitting accommodation for the first family who would face such tragedy. So does it mean that if indeed the castle unfortunately got burnt, does it mean that as it stands now, barely a year or about 6 or 9 months towards before the burnt of the house, there wouldn't be any initiative or any instances like the president putting up structures to rebuild the structure of the castle? Of course, no. So indeed, it is very appalling that as it stands now, there have not been any issues as to whether they are ready to provide them with any accommodation. That aside, we could also realize that for about 6 months or 9 months ago, there have been instances. No, about 4 months ago, there have been instances of the media or other party faithfuls being held to the neck, that they are causing fear and threat within the public. Today, as it stands now, a man called Oforiata within constituency, daring the police publicly. He dared the police that he is speaking, and who dared the police come and catch him of causing fear and threat within the public, that even panic if indeed the police dare to come before him, even just to put handcuff at the raise of his hand. He is going to ensure that the insurance, national insurance,
national
health insurance office is burnt to ashes. What is more?
And who exactly is Oforiata?
Oforiata is the general secretary of, I think he's a constituency secretary of Asenov. Ebuakwanov. Sorry, Ebuakwanov.
Okay.
My dear listeners, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry for Miss Shakespeare Oforiata. He is a constituency secretary. I thought, what is more? What would cause more threat and panic within the community we live in than you saying that you are going to ensure that the National Health Insurance Office is gone bent? Master, these are issues which the police should address and should make it upon themselves that people as such are brought to book, rather than just going mere before mere journalists publishing issues about STS deal and other issues. You going to the neck of drawing the journalists to court. I must say that indeed, as you said earlier on, it is very dull for me to say that President Atamos would be allowed to contest for the flag bearership come 2012. Thank you.
I was called to the police headquarters last week. I answered a few questions. They asked me to name the source of the story. I said I won't, and I was given a provisional charge. They just asked for the source. I said, and I wouldn't name our sources. And so they let me go, and I went back, and then I was told that I was going to be formally charged with the offense and will be arraigned before court soon.
So you have been charged because you have refused to name your source?
Precisely, yes. You can say that.
Following the story by yours, that some greater members suffered some form of death threat regarding their stand on the SCX issue. The police, as a public institution, mandated with the maintenance of law and order, protection of life and property, decided that one, we are interested in this country, and that we should try as much as possible. If that story might be true, we should be able to go into it. So based on that logic, the police invited some officials of
Community Watch.
Our government will continue to respect the media. An independent and vibrant media is indeed essential for the development of our democracy. The credibility and quality of the media will depend on the kind of information that they process for consumption of the public. We as government recognize our constitutional obligation to fill the information gap.
Giving your information we judge you need, and also a space for public discussion. Community Watch, only on Focus FM.
It's 8 minutes to 9. You're still on Community Watch on Focus 943, Tuesday the 3rd of August 2010. We're told that police, according to the calculation in respect of the single spine salary that's going to be implemented, we are told that it's been actually implemented in respect of the Ghana Police Service, and we're told that the least paid personnel within the service is 700 Ghana cedis, and then low-ranked officers who are supposed to be receiving some 200 Ghana cedis are receiving now around 700 Ghana cedis. We're looking at how exactly that will affect their performance, after which we'll go into what exactly or how well you think the MPP is preparing for the Congress and your expectations after the Congress on the 7th of August. That's come Saturday, 7 minutes to 9. It's your Community Watch on Focus 94.3.
Welcome to
Focus
FM.
A lot of my friends listen to it at work.
You want it tomorrow, we made it today.
I just don't grow tired of listening to it. Focus. I love it the most.
So Mahfoud will tell us exactly in 2 minutes what he thinks. This is by way of popular request anyway. What he thinks or how he thinks the raise in salary to such tune will affect the performance of the Ghana Police Service.
The raising in the salary of the Ghana Police Service, I think it is in the right direction, and it needs to be commended because it is very appalling that our security men, to some extent,
that's coming from a TESCON executive in the KNUST. Yeah,
secretary.
You're the secretary, okay.
It is very appalling that our security men who try to ensure that we are secured within the environs we live are not paid well, said that they wouldn't have sound mind to ensure our security. So I think, as I said earlier on, it is in the right direction that they are paid well. But one will ask that would this justify for the fact that they are going to improve